Hey, what's going on, faithful? It's your brother Job Pierce checking in for that Tuesday testimony. Uh, Doing some moving today, so I got the moving clothes on today. But listen, I hope you guys are doing well. For this is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Listen, I want to talk about the topic of help today. God, when He created man in His image in Genesis 1:27. He said, I will create for him a help meet, right? In Psalms 121, I think it's verse 1, he says, I will look unto the hills from which cometh my help, for my help cometh from the Lord, right? It's even one of the gifts of the Spirit, right? They have prophecy, they have speaking in tongues, they have healing, but the ministry and one of the gifts of the Spirit is help. So unfortunately, because of pride, because of distortion of the word, even from slavery, they used to call them the help. So we've kind of taken on, when we hear the word help, again, because of pride, sometimes we have our mindset towards the word help is not correct. But I'm here to let you know and give a testimony that internally and spiritually and just in life in general, we are going to encounter times where we need help, right? And that's one of the reasons why God, the most important thing in the word is love, right? He says, love your neighbor, right? And as you love yourself, right? And he says, love God with all your heart, all your soul, all of your mind. And in love, you will find help, right? So I'm just here to give a testimony that you can lean towards God for that help that you need. You might be like, there's, it might be people that you feel have the ability to help you and just aren't. You may have experienced times where you asked for help and didn't receive it. There may be people in your life that know you need help and they're just not there. It almost seems as if they take pleasure in your suffering. I'm here to give a testimony that when you ask God for help, He will show up. It says, he that comes to God must believe that he is, and he's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So when you come to God, he even says, if any of you is lacking wisdom, right? Come unto God who gives freely. But when you come, do not doubt. He who doubts should not expect that he will receive anything. So our approach to God, what we ask God for actually is an indication of our belief and our faith in him. And one of the things that we can ask God for outside of, peace, we talked about the peace that surpasses all, outside of health, outside of finances, it's just help. You're going to need some help sometimes. And I'm just here to give a witness. The other day, I asked the Lord for help. Nobody knew. It was just between me and him. And he provided it almost instantaneously. So I just want to encourage somebody out there today that you can go to God and that you should go to God for help. All right? You're going to be all right. You're going to make it through. And, I think of the children in the wilderness, right? And God had to test them to see what was in their heart. And many of them did not make it to the promised land because they had been delivered. God delivered, excuse me, I'm moving some storage stuff, but that's the light. Ooh, that's the light. God delivered them out of Egypt. And as they walked through the desert, their hearts become ungrateful for the manna that he poured down from heaven. They forgot about him splitting the sea. And I'm sure there might be some believers out there right now. God has done so much for you, but you've allowed yourself to indirectly kind of forget what God has done for you. And I got a song coming out about that. Can't put it out there now. But never forget that God has already helped you. He has a proven record of being a father to the fatherless, of taking care of the widow, of being a healer, of being a deliverer, of being all of the things, of being a provider, all the things that we need him to be. So never forget. And that's another reason why I do these Testimony Tuesdays. It's not only a testimony to you guys, but it's also a reminder that God is consistently doing things on a daily basis. There's no way that I can fit everything that God has done in my life into these Testimony Tuesdays. So just let that be known, that God is doing a lot more behind the scenes in my life, in my family's life, in my friends' life, in my ministry, in Justice Gymnastics. He's doing a lot, and we're just grateful for it. So listen, again, just leaving you guys with this. If you need help, and we always do, if you want to be honest and real with it, go to the Lord for that help, and he will provide. He can come through. But when you come to him, believe that he can do it. Believe that he can do it, and he'll show up for you. All right? So God bless. I'll see you guys next time. Out here working, but still giving God glory. I got testimony about all this stuff that's going on right here. I'm going to tell y'all about that on the next Testimony Tuesday. All right? I'll see y'all. Take care. God bless. And one of the biggest fallacies and one of the biggest lies of the enemy, and that he likes to replay in your head, is, I am not worthy of the help of God, or people are too busy, or God is too busy. And I just want to let you know that that is one of the biggest lies that the enemy has put out there. So whenever you experience that, God is not like man. His ways are not like ours. His ways are as far from ours as the heaven is from the earth. So do not squeeze God into the finite. Don't try to squeeze the infinite into the finite. Our mind, our ability to even fathom is limited, and even in the greatest things we could even imagine, right? So don't try to squeeze God into your box. So don't believe that God is too busy. Don't believe that God is not willing and that he is not able, because that's one of the reasons that stop us from even going to ask God for help. All right? Confess. Ask for forgiveness. As it says in John 1:9, confess to the Lord, and he's faithful and just to cleanse you of all unrighteousness. All right? And then walk accordingly to his will and his work. All right? And you'll see God move. So don't believe the lie. God bless. Peace. Don't believe the lie.
Finish my fate. We all win and got that rod man. Dennis was a menace, but the chemist at the fallback. See?